Hi guys, this is Breaker, and I am back with another enchanting replay that, once again, I took from the front page of drop.sc. Apparently it's between a Masters Rank 1 Terran and a GM, excuse me, the GM is actually a Terran here. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. GM Rank 1, excuse me, not GM Rank 1, GM Rank 88 at the time that this replay was uploaded. I'm giving you guys a barcode. And in the upper right hand corner, spawning is our Zerg in the blue trunks. He is Masters Rank 1 and his name is just aptly Westley. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him as the uploader of this replay to drop.sc. Well, I mean, Masters Rank 1 is quite a huge accomplishment, and adding to that, you know, it's not every day that you really get to face off against a GM, win, lose, come close, or even just play a generally long game against one. But wow, what is... Oh, okay, I was about to say... just an extractor trick. I was a little confused as to what we were going to see from Westley there. Trying to get that extra income in. And now that the Overlord is spawned, we have 3 drones in production all at the same time. It kind of gets the production out faster, but of course at the same time it costs you like 7 minerals, so yeah. Anywho, let's get on with this enchanting replay. I'm a little curious to what we'll see from our barcode player. This is something that is trending on the Taiwan and Korea server. Lots of players are going with barcodes, most notably within Korea, because no one wants to give away with their strategies. I know a lot of pro team policies are actually like, okay, we can't give away our replays. We can't, unless they are significantly outdated and they're not consistent with our current strategies, what we're learning, things like that. So, by giving out replays, you're basically giving your opponent's vision to what you like to do as a player. You're also giving them insight. And wow, Westley, look at that. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Looks like he's going for a hatch first, 17 gas, and maybe a 16 pool, maybe a 17 pool. We do have one more drone in production. And there's the pool going down right now, 16 pool. Command center first from barcode, and following it up with the barracks, trying to make a full wall off. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Sorry about that, I did kind of hit that button by accident there. And we have our barcode going with the gas with a single barracks. I'm a little curious to how this is going to pan out. Just what are we going to see him go for from here? Alright, so there it is, the gas is ready. We have 3 SCVs on it, and are we going to have enough gas income to crank out a Reaper? Can't say just yet, but there's already more than enough gas to throw down a Baneling Nest, which is basically the same gas price as a Reaper. So let's just see where things go from here. It looks like the first choice unit was a Marine. And let's just see what Wesley's gonna do. He's got double queens coming out. He has a single gas already. Getting metabolic boost, just keeping 1 drone on gas, and I think he's gonna give that SCV the boot pretty soon. Yes, he has a pair of lings that are rallied out to kill the SCV, to erase its memory from the face of this map, which is Daybreak LE, and that brings me to this point. The natural, you know, I have to explain these things too. The natural is rather exposed, rather open, kind of hard to get a full SimCity down for Zerg. Double evolution chambers going down at the front, and then a spine crawler at the side might help. Optionally, if one were to try and make it an extra large SimCity, they could, and they were playing against mech, they could do double evolution chamber, roach warren, then a spine crawler. But of course, that's kind of hard to get around, and sometimes can be quite detrimental, depending on your main army's position. We do have a factory coming out now for barcode, and is he going to follow this up with a starport? It looks like no. Instead, he's going to go directly into a 3rd command center. Bunker down here at the natural. Now, I'm thinking we're going to see Hellions coming out of this. Yes, we are, because of course they need to get map control. They need to be able to kill creep tumors, and behind this we see Westley is going to take his 3rd. Ling's doing what they can to control the map with their nice little raptor wing skins. Of course, this, just because it's a cosmetic from the campaign, does not mean that it can be used in multiplayer. So no, we will not be seeing these Lings jumping up and down cliffs in the near future, or at any time throughout the rest of this game for that matter. Maybe, just maybe, when love comes out. And what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. No mo. No, 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 no. It's not a song. Love is Legacy of the Void. Think about it. Yeah. We got Wall, we got HoTS, now we got Love. Now behind all this we do have Widow Mines coming up for defense. I'm not sure if that's because we saw the Hellions maybe trying to spot some Lings. But, you know, here we go. Westley, he's doing some more poking around here. There's a Marauder and 2 Marines in this barracks. 1 Widow Mine does burrow just in time to get a shot out. Only 2 Lings burn it. And ouch! That was a super effective hit by the Widow Mines. That's actually a good deal of resources lost by Westley. 14 units since the beginning of the game. Any of them workers? Just 1. No, no. Westley got an SCV kill earlier. I read that wrong, guys. Okay. Now here we have Westley sending some drones down to his 3rd. That's going to help his income skyrocket. Just really going to aggregate, no, not aggregate, accumulate that income at his 3rd. Hellions. 3, 4 of them. And now it looks like we have double gas going down at the natural. Widow Mines trying to find better positions to get into. And it looks like we have a starport finally coming into play, but our main composition from Terran is going to be Bio. Interesting little Overlord line here, but unfortunately it won't help the Marines from... It won't stop the Marines from getting into his base any slower. I like this move by Westley quite a bit. He's actually... Ooh, ooh, ooh! He's getting a full-ish... No, no. A pretty good surround on those Hellions. Took quite a bit of health off of one of them and killed another. And the Baneling Nest is now going down by Westley. It looks like he's going to be going with a Ling Bling Muta kind of comp, and he did force the 3rd command center to lift off. Did he get any kills there? He did not. I'm a little curious, just what does he know about his opponent's composition? He just seems to know that there's Hellions out on the map thus far, and that's about it. He doesn't... but now... If there's anything that screams Bio about this now more than the massive number of Marines, I don't know what to say it would be. They do have stim. They didn't bother to stim to kill that Overlord, and now we have combat shields going down. I'm a little curious to see when we'll see concussive shells, and looks like these Hellions are getting into a tangled twist with the Lings yet again. But we do still have this nice little Xel'Naga Tower occupied by the Marine, so we won't see any run-bys anytime soon. At least not without Barcode knowing what's going on. We do have double gases at the 3rd, but apparently Westley has pretty much forgotten about them. And the Ling's trying to chase down these Hellions. Beautiful split by Westley. Actually, he was going to get a surround on that, even if they didn't stop. Even if they did stop moving. Oh, man. Or even if they didn't stop moving. But that is a ton of Banelings. Behind this, we see that the Spire is just now being put down. I want to say that, you know, it might have been more optimal to see, you know, I mean, especially considering that Westley is basically going into this semi-blind. He doesn't know what is in his opponent's main, and now we have a few Widow Mines that are going to do some damage to the Lings, but just look at all of this. It'll be an absolute miracle if we see Barcode hold off against this. Orbital Command lifts up. There's still a Widow Mine, and it just fired its shot amazingly. I think there have been no worker kills here. Do not quote me. Let me check that. No, there were 11. But if we check the worker count now, it's not that much further behind for our Terran now. He did get quite a few at the 3rd, so that's a beautiful follow-up by Westley. Really is. And it looks like a... Oh, never mind. I was going to say I thought that drone got misrallied, but it looks like it's actually moving to take the 4th. Beautiful positioning. Beautiful... You know, this just has really, really good tempo to it. I don't know how else to say it. But it looks like we're going to have Westley trying to put on another offensive, but you know, if he does this, it's going to be just a little bit of an overcommitment, I feel. He's actually looking like he's going to throw some Banelings at the mineral line here-ish. But here we go. Our Marine does have vision. Oh no, not of the Banelings, but the Lings that are coming by, opting for map control. Gonna put on my bracket because I'm just a little bit chilly, and here we go. The Banelings, they actually did not catch the attention of the Widow Mines, and now they're gonna come in here and get some sick hits, but unfortunately it looks like only a minimal number of workers fell there. Yes, only 5. And most, you know, it's really a shame because all these guys are in red HP. If this Widow Mine got misdirected over here, then it could end up killing the entire mineral line. But finally we have mutas out on the map. Wesley's going to use them as best he can, and checking the worker count right now, it is now 60 to 80. Relatively standard, I think. We're going to have to see more and more mules coming from Barcode to really keep up with this. And we see that the mutas are trying to fly into the main, putting on some damage here, putting on some hurt there. You know, just things of that nature. And we have a bunch of Lings going to make a run by at the third while this muta harass is happening at the main. This, effectively speaking, has supply blocked Westley, but of course, oh my god. Both of the Widow Mines have been burnt, and we see, oh my god, the Barcode player is going to have quite a bit of trouble. Beautiful Widow Mine connection there. Took out all the Banelings except for one. And there are still 2 Widow Mines here that it seems that Westley has not caught onto. And behind this, we actually see that our Barcode player is not too terribly far behind. He managed somehow to hold off against the damage in his main, but of course he's taking a double medevac. He's actually making a double medevac drop happen right now. If he could get that spawning pool, it would be huge. I'm just so surprised he actually did not target it down. He better do so now. No! It could have been the one saving grace for him, but now it looks like he's putting some additional pressure onto the 4th. Widow Mine burrows, beautiful. Kind of makes an okay connection, but it would have been better if the main army had caught up first, and now we just basically see repeated harass going down here. It looks like these Marines are focusing down the pool while the mutas and Lings are chasing down these Marines. More and more mutas on the way, about 7 altogether, and the Lings are coming in here to deal with this. And so far, it seems like Barcode actually came from this rather, I want to say he came out of this rather unscathed. You know, you got 10 worker kills behind it, and if we just... Ooh, you got more, just 11 just now. Something I want to point out to you is, since we got a little fill-in time, Widow Mine chasing a drone going into an extractor. If the drone gets inside the extractor with no trouble, the Widow Mine's Sentinel missile would just absolutely disappear, doing no damage, harming nothing. Fun fact of the day, I've actually seen it happen. Alright, so here we go. Barcode sending yet another medevac drop off in this direction. And the question is, are we going to see Westley react to it? There's 2 overlords in the path of it, and it looks like he is. Just look at what's going down here on the minimap. Of course, that I don't think that was meant to do too much damage, as it was to basically pull his attention away from what's happening here. Oh, and I want to stress so much that if we saw our Barcode player actually go for the spawning pool with the position that it's in right now, it would just do so much damage to our Zerg player, because Lings constitute so much... I'm sorry, oh boy. It would just do so much damage to our Zerg player because, you know, the Lings are just such an essential part of the composition. You need them to make 2 different units in this game. That is to say the Zerglings and the Banelings. Of course, we got 3 Marines kind of spearheading this assault. And what is this all about? Wow, okay. The Ling Baneling dance, I guess. And now we have a medevac drop going down here at what appears to be the 5th base for Zerg. And another one's going to be going down, I think, towards the main, but this medevac has been dragged along for the ride. Forward Widow Mine's going down as well, but there's also an Overseer here in the mix, so the question is just like, what kind of damage are we going to see? And finally we see Ultralisks making it into the composition. I'm sorry I kept it on the units tab for such a long time. Instead of production, +3/+3 going down for Terran, and mind you, Widow Mines do not get off on any upgrades from 3/3 for bio units, and it looks like we're gonna have a successful taking out of the 5th base. But I need to say right now, all these Widow Mines are out of position. They're moving forward, yes, but they are not going to be in the correct defensive position to deal with this huge army, and it looks like none of them get out of there alive. No, not a single one of them. That is a lot of resources we won't see Barcode be able to use later on in the game. His main is going dry. He's pulled SCVs off of it. He's got 60 altogether. I think it would be wise, just as I say it, he's going for a 5th base. Right now we have a planetary fortress appropriately situated right here. The question is, are we going to see him hold here? There's not enough banelings to actually just roughly break it down. But it looks like they... Ooh! The baneling connections were just sick there from Barcode. Excuse me, on Barcode. And right now it actually seems like this engagement is actually working a little bit against Westley. We have, you know, the Marauders trying to adequately deal with the... I'm trying to think, what do you call them in English? Ultralists! But now the planetary fortress has finally fallen. And it seems like, you know, Barcode, he's actually in a much worse spot than he was to begin with. And he's going to put this back down over here and turn it into another planetary fortress. Muta's coming in, chasing down this orbital command. Excuse me, command center. And now we have the Marines, the Marauders, and this medevac. Ooh, they forced a cancel. It looks like they're going to lift off, pick up, and put down themselves somewhere else. And meanwhile, behind that, Westley lost all of his mutas to some stemmed up Marines. Yes, that is what happens when you legalize stim pack, ladies and gentlemen. The Terran Dominion becomes almost unstoppable against flyers. Yes, especially those paper-thin armored mutas. Behind that, we see a spine crawler going down for static defense. And this is actually a beautiful kind of, I guess you could say, Sim City by the Marines. 5th base and 6th base being retaken at the same time, roughly. This 12 o'clock position choice from Westley is going to get shut down, more or less. Yes, it'll get shut down uncontested. But the question is, will it get canceled? It does. And the medevac picking up yet again. It's not, I don't know if it's going to have enough time to put itself down, but here we go. Spore crawler, spine crawler, dealing with this medevac drop, and it looks like, you know, we actually have our Barcode dealing out so much economic damage at any given time. Drop down at the natural, tried to take out some Marines, and now I think this would be the beautiful moment for our Barcode to go in and kill Wesley's Wesley's spawning pool. Looks like, no, it's not even gonna land. Ouch! That is about 10 supply. We won't see our Barcode player getting back. And hold on, double medevac drop getting ready to go down in the main. If it's one thing that can turn a game around, it can be a double medevac drop, just depending on the tech that is taken down. But no, the mutas are actually going to intercept this, and it's just too much of a dirty cake. Oh my god, I missed that engagement. It's just too much of a dirty cake for Westley to allow to go into his main. And our Barcode player lost his planetary fortress again. This puts the income so far behind for him. You know, it's just going to take miracles upon miracles of medevac drops. You know, I want to say that a part of the reason why that medevac drop basically got thwarted, that double medevac drop, was because it was picked up on by the main army. If we'd seen maybe something far more discreet, maybe going straight north this way and then into that direction, straight up this path and then down this way into the main, then it could have yielded better results. But here we go, yet another attempt by Barcode. He's not going to give up. That's what I like about this. Vikings, excellent from map control. But of course, it looks like these Marines are probably going to kill this Overlord. Yes, they are. That's kind of just going to take the map control down just a teeny bit. Behind this, we see that our Westley is going to take spine crawlers. And this is the thing that is just beautiful about TVZ. Our Barcode player knows how to play it. Unfortunately, a stim that does nothing for the Marauders, really. They can't shoot up. Poor guys. They're like, hey, wait a minute. We were supposed to get Marine training. Like, come on, give us some Marine training, damn it. It looks like this command center has not landed just yet. Just as I say it, it does. Marauders stemming up, but they're really not the best unit to take to the fight versus Lings, excuse me. And these are a lot of defensive Widow Mines. They're going to make sure that anything that tries to come in here and connect with that planetary fortress just gets absolutely destroyed. Gas right now, income is not good for our Terran player. He's got to realize that he actually has 2 refineries here that he can put down. It looks like there's not even a single one on the north position refinery at the 4th base. And, you know, we just have basically drops, a non-stop, stop from Barcode, but it's just not really panning out. There's always a handful of mutas out on the map. Excellent map control by our Zerg, but here we go, the sick engagement Question is, where will it go from here? There's just so many ultras here. Widow Mines connecting where they can. The Planetary Fortress is left. And the question is, are the SCVs going to get pulled to repair? I don't think so, but it looks like just maybe once they have dealt with the Marauders here, the Planetary will fall. They're being targeted down, and just as one of the Ultras fall, the Marauders get a kill on, or just as the Planetary falls, the Marauders get just a single kill on the Ultras, excuse me. Widow Mines burrowing. They're getting ready to fight this army, and this looks like it's going to be the all-in from Barcode. Oh my god! Beautiful connections there! And now we have a stem forward into an aggressive position, and basically everything's been pulled with this army right now. We've got a few Marauders, of course. We have SCVs in the mix. But behind this, we just see that, you know, Terran's like, screw it. I got to go all in if I want to win this anyway. Orbital Command could lift off from the 3rd position, go into the 4th, but it's just not happening. We also have a command center here that's basically, it's not being turned into a planetary. I don't think we have the economy for that, no. So this Ling run-by is actually going to take down a good number of workers, and, you know, it's just looking increasingly uglier for Barcode, you know. It's just not in his favor, and now the Banelings come. Ling's lit up that one Widow Mine. Speaking of Widow Mines, these guys just discharged their shots, and it looks like, you know, this is going to be close to the final engagement. You know, we're boiling right down to the really thin end of things. You know, Wesley's income is at 5 times that of Barcode, and now this is actually a desperate move, but a very appreciable desperate move. Widow Mine's going to go off on, looks like some Banelings and some Ultras, and now the workers can move back into the mineral lines safely. Fungal growth going down on them, and they're easily dispatched of just as a double medevac drop goes down. Finally, it looks like we had the spawning pool eliminated somewhere in all of this. Where is it? It has been destroyed. So everything that we see out on the map right now for Westley, you know, this could make or break the game. There we go! Widow Mine's right over here, but there's no Overseer in the composition just yet. We do have a scan going down by our Barcode player, so maybe, just maybe, we'll see him win this. It looks like he's actually opting to go for the 5th base of Westley. Meanwhile, another double medevac drop going down in the main, just putting salt in the wounds of Westley right now. Spawning pool is finally being rebuilt, it looks like, at the natural position, and now we see our Terran actually going for the kill, sort of, on the 5th base, and this is going to prompt Westley into doing his all-in. Beautiful fungal growth going down by the infestors. Ultras coming in and really tearing things up. Last 2 medevacs trying to get away, and we see a 176 supply Westley with about 1,300 mineral income per minute, facing off against a 700 mineral income per minute Barcode player. And there's no planetary fortress this time around, which means we're going to see this orbital command get taken down with relative ease, not even lifting up. But we have a planetary fortress here, and it will be able to hold its ground, at least against a few Lings. But this many Ultras is a completely different story. Widow Mine's back in the mineral line! And now we see this is really coming down to the grind, ladies and gentlemen. Planetary Fortress falls from our Barcode player, and our Barcode player is just not willing to give up. It's part of that perception of victory and defeat that I've told you about. 7 kills on that Marauder. And now the Widow Mines are gonna get ready to unload on the mineral line. Let's just see how this goes. This is gonna be sick! Or not. I don't know, that was a lot less kills than I thought they were going to make, but yeah. Alright, so here we go. Last Marauder, last medevac. That is a 1 HP hero Marauder with 8 kills. He's just like, come on, come and get me! And the Queen comes down and just says, shut the hell up, you. So here we go. Right now, the 5th base is back in construction right now, but honestly, it seems that right now this is the only form of income we have from Westley. Orbital Command, it looks like, you know, there's 2 left, and there is GG from our Barcode players. Just like, I can't keep up with this. You know, his production's been taken down to nothing. His Baneling Nest was destroyed, or he destroyed his opponent's Baneling Nest, but it's just like, great, there's just too much here. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been Breaker. I hope you enjoyed my storytelling cast. Oh boy, I'll see you guys next time.